So the second video is on finding and graphing inverse functions. So we're going to graph and find the inverse of f of x is equal to 2x plus 5. Before I go about actually solving or graphing anything, I want to do one thing to the graph that we have. So we're going to put in the line y is equal to x. This again is the line of reflection for inverses. It is a line that cuts diagonally through the first and third quadrants. Okay? So from here, the next step is to actually start to write the equation out. So we start with the first step of rewriting f of x as y. Then we switch x and y and begin to resolve. In case you're wondering how x minus 5 divided by 2 becomes 1/2 x minus 5. You have x minus 5 divided by 2, and you can switch it, or separate it, by keeping the denominators the same. And then x divided by 2 is the same thing as 1/2 x, and then 5 halves just stays 5 halves. From here we get f inverse of x is equal to 1/2 x minus 5 halves. So from here we can start to graph. I'm going to graph my two graphs in two separate colors so that you can see the difference between the two. We'll graph the original in red and the new one in green. Okay? So let's do the old one first, or the original question first. So it goes up to 5. And then its slope is 2. So either up 2 to the right one or down 2 into the left one. You can connect your dots. It's not very straight. Much better. Okay. And then the second one, again, was in green. So it starts at negative 5 halves, which is negative 2.5. And its slope is up 1 to the right 2, or down 1 and to the left 2. Okay, connect the dots. And you'll notice that the graphs cross at some point when y is equal to x, but more importantly, the points overlap pretty straightforward. So over here we have 5, 0, and if you were to switch it, you would get the one up here at 0, 5. Have those backwards. Okay, so the t-chart for the original is the flip of the t-chart for the second. That's the best way to look at it. All of the points will switch locations. So for here we have negative 1, 3, and it will become 3, negative 1. This point here at negative 2, 1 becomes 1, negative 2. Okay, so again, all of the points have reflections where they're the same distance from the line of reflection of y is equal to x, and that's the basics for graphing inverses. However, again, when you're graphing, if as long as it's linear and it's one that you remember, graphing is pretty straightforward. You can always use a t-chart in order to get the graph. This graph just happens to be linear, which makes it super simple to graph. You just need the y-intercept and the slope. So for your u-try, you need to find the inverse and graph. F of x is equal to 3x minus 5 divided by 2. And that's the end of the second video.